This is low light, and I'm just walking with the camera, you could say 3 feet from the floor, facing down. No way this camera has an exposure lock on it like a GoPro. We have to go back to the DJI Osmo Action 1 and probably use that with the exposure lock. We can do a histogram on the Mimo app. We could probably do an exposure lock on the Mimo app. So let's open up the Mimo app. I'm long pressing on the Mimo app, and I don't see anything to do with exposure lock. Everything is grayed out. I'm clicking on the things, and I used to be able to go in there and do some EV value live. I got 3 dashes on top. I'm able to do nothing. I got over here is the video resolution, the auto, and the home. And one day maybe they'll take the landscape off and make it portrait when we hold our phone, matching the overlays. Oh well, time to shut the Mimo app down. The same shot looking up at the sky. And not a great day, only and only when things come in video. That is a deep red, a plumish color, and now we're with the sky again. Any exposure jumping on the floor, now the ceiling. 18 inches, normally we hold our camera, about. And we can hold it here. Do we have any exposure jumping? Is the background breathing in and out? I don't know. I can't see it doing in the front thumb screen camera's touch screen image. The touchscreen live feed, that is. This is manual shutter. It is 1/30th only, and the ISO is also down on a manual set at 100. To me, it's very dark. My frames per second is 30, so I adjusted my shutter speed to 1/60th, and I raised my ISO only up to, you got it, 200. Now the thing is, we're going to be introducing jitters to the camera if it's no less than 1/100th. If it's anything below 1/100th, what I'm saying, you're going to get the jitters. But at least am I in any way with exposure jumping? Well, during the bright days, we get it. Well, I think I am going to just increase my shutter speed down some. The higher the number, the darker the video. But before I do that, I'm going to introduce a light into the picture, make my head block it, then I'm going to slowly rotate around and get the light into the picture, and I'm about 8 feet away. Is the camera doing any adjustments? Let me walk into the light. I should become brighter, shown in the shot, nice and well lit. The light is definitely facing down. I don't want to be far from the camera because I did not bring my mic, but I adjusted in manual shutter to 1/100th. I really have no need for it to be at 1/100 if it's stationary. So I am basically just going through the shutter speed and manual. Well, I know ISO 100 is the darkest, 200 is brighter. Normally in a low lit situation, we use 100 to 400. And if we go in low light, nighttime, then we go above 1600. But we introduce grain, noise into the video. The thing is, I'm looking for exposure jumps. And I gotta try everything out in order to see if I can get the camera to jump. 1/80th and ISO 100. I think this looks pretty good because of the reasons of it takes the color out when I look at the screen. So am I actually on color profile 10-bit? And I think I'm going to change neutral into vivid on the next scene shot for the reasons of vivid doesn't do the job you think it's going to do. It's supposed to make things pop, baby. Am I popping in vivid now? 1/80th with 100? Everything else is left as is. I got a light as a background. Is my background any more brighter? I said early on in a couple of videos ago that I don't love vivid. It makes it overexposed and bright and all that good stuff. So wouldn't vivid help you out in a low lit situation? Would it get rid of those exposure jumps? Well, I could sit here and do nothing, and the camera should do the same. No, it captures the moment. We may not like exposure jumps. Exposure jumps are just that. Now, I watched the video, and many people come from a GoPro. And GoPro has the exposure lock, foreground, background, that you simply press on it, bring that exposure anywhere you want, and let go, and it locks onto that area. But if you're moving, the camera is always going to be adjusting. And we don't have an automatic exposure on this camera that we could simply set up. We need to have a 9-point. I don't think they're going to go for 12 points, 100 points, 1,000 points, like all the other DSLRs got there and picked the area and all. And that's where priority for the face and matrix is helpful. DJI may have not given us that feature in exposure. Well, I'm done saying what I had to say. I got my video. It's just right now. It's a dead calm day, and it's going to be wet all day long. So I figure I'll get some video in so I could go have some fun editing. While I'm continuing testing firmware v01, 04, 0701 that I'm locked into and requested and passed along to the relevant team. This is all I can do in testing. I could basically do my shots, load back in and put the old firmware on and share the fun, and then go back and put the new firmware on and share the fun and go back and forth. Not with a DJI camera anymore. Beta testing is basically, here you go, have fun and be stuck with it. Now, don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. I just wanted to go back to what may look better for the camera. I like DJI. I like the cameras. It seems that they made the best camera called the DJI Osmo Action 4. And they matured their camera, and there's no issues. While the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro is getting matured. But we're not there yet. I like the way they made things, the colors are there. But I personally feel that my low light may need attention. But that's what happens. Paranoia sets in. I really like the camera and the firmware. I do. I won't suggest, recommend, because it's not me. It's you, your choice, in order to do the correct thing. Should I update? And what if I do and I don't like something? Well, you know what? That's all DJI's fault. I shared my fun, I showed my story, and I like it. I put things together, I see what people like and dislike, and I put it to a good story for me. And me, I really like the camera, it does a great job. I may just go back and purchase an Ace Pro 2 just to have it, and for the reasons of, if it goes on sale, at least I got something that's not going to hunt in exposure. You want to know what really sucks? Not hearing from the company saying, we heard your thoughts, we've seen your videos, and the feedback that you offered will send to the relevant team. Well, I shared a good story, showed a good story, did some. Well, it's time for me to go get with Joe and take care of some beeswax. At least I'm testing out, trying out, and then not complaining. Things can get done if we point out to DJI what we like and dislike, but we're not going to change the camera to make it look like a mini DSLR. At least we're getting to look like similar to the Action 4, the way it's supposed to be. But this exposure hunting is the killer. It's causing issues to many people out there, and not many people notice it. If you just put your camera there and look on a nice bright day, you'll see what I'm talking about. And once you see it, it's never gonna go away. And not many people have it, so I got myself a pet rock, and they're different in many ways. And on that note, I'm Fish, and I'll see you on the next one.